Hello everyone. I'm on today to do a tag, and this is from Candy, Soul and Soil, and it's called Collections Meet Decks. So of course I will link her video in the description box below. I also saw just one VR from Tammy Pie, and that was very engaging as well, so I'll link that too. But I just thought this tag was a fantastic idea because I have said before that I collect other things aside from decks, and there are definitely recurring, themes and motifs that run across my collections. So I thought that this idea for a tag was just chef's kiss. It really resonates with me, and it gives me a chance to show off another collection that I have, which I've actually shown before in a video for another tag. And I think it's like a few years old now at least. It's an older tag. It's called Show Me Your Mugs. And I actually should go back and watch that. I might be showing maybe a few of the same mugs. I don't remember. But yeah, I am a huge mug collector. And and you will find that the mugs I show and the decks that I match them up with are a lot of times on the nose. And I'm definitely not showing my entire collection because we would be here until next week. Several of the mugs I'm going to show are gifts from people because they buy me mugs for, birthday and holidays because they know I collect them. And they know me very well. Let's go ahead and get started with this mug right here. I feel like I might have shown this in that other tag. I think this is my favorite mug. So, if it were one of those like hypothetical situations of like, if there were some fire and you had to save just, one mug, it would be this one, hands down. This I got at the Renaissance Festival. And here are the creators' names. But I just think it's so beautiful. I love the coloring. It's just a really sturdy mug. I love that it is microwavable and dishwasher safe. That is a requirement that I have of my mugs because your girl doesn't like to hand wash a lot of things. So this has withstood a number of years, and I just love it has a very nature vibe to it. I'm going to quickly follow that up with this right here, which is not a mug, but I still had to show it because I love it. It's a recent acquisition. I got this last year in Sweden when I was on vacation in Europe. So I just think it's so pretty. I love the black and white with just the splashes of red. And yeah, you have the flora and fauna, very nature-based, like such an odd, I think it's supposed to be a cat, but like I don't know. But it's still really cool and cute. You've got an owl here. I'm going to show two decks to match that theme. And maybe I will show them together so that we are saving a little time. But one is the Thistledown Oracle, and the other is the Woodland Warden's Oracle. So as you can see, very nature-based with a mix of flora and fauna. These are just very beautiful decks. And this one has become, the Woodland Wardens has become a fast favorite in my Oracle collection. I've worked with this more than the Thistledown because I haven't had the Thistledown for as long. So this next mug is not going to be much of a surprise for those of you who are subscribers to my channel. And that is this one right here. This is art from Jasmine Beckett Griffith. This is not the only mug I have. I have two others where they are Disney characters. So JBG did a collaboration with Disney, and when I was last at Disney World, I saw these mugs created by, with art by Jasmine Beckett Griffith. And so I bought one that had Belle on it and the other that had Ursula. But this is my latest acquisition that I actually made myself because, Medusa is my girl. And then in a similar vein, we have this mug right here, which I got off of Etsy. And here is the artist. So I tend to like these kind of big-eyed, bobble-headed doll-like figures. So you might have an idea of which decks I might show to match those mugs. Ta-da! These are decks that I created using work that Jasmine Beckett Griffith put in the public domain. And so this is the Notorious JBG Tarot, which I have trimmed the borders off of in this copy. I have two copies. And then the JBG Oracle. You would think because I love JBG's artwork so much, I would have like all the Oracle decks. But actually, I don't. In like the long term, the other oracles and the tarot, like the Beautiful Creatures Tarot, did not work out for me. So that is in large part why I wanted to create my own decks. And a lot of these images that you see in these decks have been used in the tarot and the oracles. But I do have one other that a friend gave to me that I was curious about trying because I've heard a lot of great things about it, and it's the Les Vampires Oracle. This is the matte version, I guess. Blue Angel is making the switch over to matte. So I haven't tried this one yet. I am curious to see how it'll read for me. Like this is in my Oracle, as well as this one in my tarot. But I don't mind that. I don't mind the repetition. Okay, and then I'm going to show you one more deck in that same vein. Not a JBG, but one I have shown on my channel before, and that is the Blythe Tarot deck by Sleep Forever on Etsy. And this is basically an RWS clone using Blythe dolls, which is another thing that I collect. So once again, you see this theme of these kind of like big-eyed, bobble-headed, doll-like figures. So this was a no-brainer that I would get this deck. And there is a Lenormand as well, which I'm a little bit tempted by, but I've just stuck to the tarot for now. Next mug I'm going to show is this one right here. It is just a cauldron mug that I got off of Etsy, and I could have gone with the black, but I decided to go with a fun color because there were different colors available, and I just love it. I think it's a lot of fun. Once again, microwavable and dishwasher safe. So this is a very kind of witchy mug. The two decks that I chose to match the same theme, one is the Earthly Souls and Spirits Moon, I think it's Moon Oracle. This is the mass market version, yes. And then, of course, I had to show my Ride or Die Everyday Witch because, and look at that, you've got a cauldron right here. Because these two are definitely the vibe. And I've worked with these two together, and they've paired up very well, actually. And they're both just lovely, each in their own way. Like, they're different art styles, but they just really work. The next mug is a recent addition. It was a birthday gift, and it is Baby Yoda. Hopefully you can see that without the glare. This actually came in a set of 2. So I have not 1, but 2. I definitely get a lot of like Baby Yoda gifts because people know that I'm like low-key obsessed with Baby Yoda. So not much else to see or talk about there. So the one deck I'm going to show very briefly is my Inspired Soul Tarot, which is a deck that I created. It's a pip deck, and it's based on just being inspired by everyday life, our hobbies and our passions, the mundane. And so the reason that this corresponds to Baby Yoda is because my version of the happy squirrel is actually Baby Yoda. And way to be prepared, Julie. Okay, here we go. These are my 2 options for my version of the happy squirrel. Baby Yoda, this is the way. If you know, you know. And then the other deck that I have is actually a playing card deck, which is a Mandalorian playing card deck, and it is just all Baby Yoda. They're just all different like screen grabs of Baby Yoda from different episodes, and it is such cute aggression. I am waiting for the next season very impatiently. Like, look at that face. Okay, next mug I'm going to show is one of many of this theme, which is cats. This was a gift from the mother-in-law, and yeah, you just got this tuxedo cat, which, hello, my favorite kind of cat, and it says, "All is well in my kingdom, I hate you the least. This means war. I like you but don't touch me. What the hell is going on? Come here, I must destroy you. I'm such a happy chappy. I will claw your face clean off. Ooh, what have you got? I must have it. And silence human, danger is afoot. And finally, not now, I'm invisible." So there's that one. And then another one I wanted to show is one of my favorite cat mugs, which is this one right here. I like these like see-through mugs for some reason. And this one is on the delicate side, so I'd be very upset if I broke it because I don't think they make these anymore. But yeah, I've had this for a while. I have made recent declarations about the fact that I intend to just collect any and every cat deck that I like. Whether or not they get used, I don't care. I have no problems growing my cat deck collection, and the 2 I'm going to show you are the Grimalkin's Curious Cats. This is the indie version, and then, of course, Tarot of the Cat People. I feel like these are probably up there in top favorite like cat decks. And with the Grimalkins, I hadn't even initially purchased it for myself, but rather to read for somebody else. And then I just ended up really falling in love with it. I do appreciate this kind of like digital collage style of art, and I just like how colorful it is. And then Tarot of the Cat People, it's just such a mood. It's a personality all on its own. Oh, I should let you know I did modify this image. because originally it had like a face up here, like a human, and I was like, no, nope, that will not do. So I modified her out. So if you do get the deck, that's not what that card originally looks like. Actually, as I'm like looking at these two together, I don't mind the way they look side by side. So it might be interesting to work with these two together. The next mug I'm going to show is, I believe, the oldest mug that I have. And that is this one right here. This is with art by Sandro Botticelli. This is called Primavera. And I got this mug when I was in college. Wow, that was such a long time ago. Yeah. But I was such a Sandro Botticelli fan and such a fan of Greek mythology, which is what this painting depicts. Different mythological figures. You've got Venus here, and they're in the Orange Grove in Florence, I believe. You've got the West Wind. I think this is Chloris, and then becoming impregnated by the West Wind, Zephyr, and then turning into, you can see that she's pregnant here, and turning into Flora, and then the Three Graces. The deck that I have to match with that is, of course, my Hellenic Oracle by our very own Thea over at Garden Goddess Tarot. And these are, or rather, this deck is based on Greek mythology. And I mentioned in the last Three Girls monthly catch-up that I finished my self-study of this deck. And I am fucking proud of myself, okay? Because, like, look at this thing. Look at it. And this is without the expansion pack, okay? So it took some time. It took patience. It took a few breaks. But I got there. This next mug Matt gave me as a birthday gift. And it is my Masters of the Universe mug. Oh, I love it so much. It's got She-Ra here, and then He-Man. It is perfect. He-Man and She-Ra were two of my favorite cartoons from childhood. And so the deck that I have to match that is the Masters of the Universe Tarot. I think this is out of print. I'm not sure. But it definitely is nostalgic. I love that there is the mix of both He-Man and She-Ra, and this is essentially a clone. So it's a very just fluid read. You know, we're not relying on any story arcs or anything like that. They're just all the characters mixed together in RWS postures and settings, and I think this is so well done. Now I will say, PSA, if you do find a copy of this deck, just know that there are misspellings. I went ahead and corrected them in my deck, but just wanted people to be aware. The next mug I'm going to show I got off of Etsy, and it shows the different BT21 characters. So BT21, I believe the name is a hybrid of BTS, which is the very popular international Korean singing group, and then 21 is taken from like 21st century. So these are all different characters that each of the members created themselves. They actually sketched these characters out, like each one, and so they're meant to represent like each member of the group. So then you know what I'm going to show, right? You know what I'm going to show. Like, look at this bag that the talented Sarah from Sunset Bow Tarot and Sunset Bow Boutique created just for the deck that we co-created along with Heather from Heather Tarot, and that is the Bangtan Tarot. And even the backs have the BT21 characters. So yeah, this deck just means so much to me. It was great fun. And we actually do have some cards. Well, they're our version of the Happy Squirrel. So of course we had to put in like 7 Happy Squirrel type cards for each member, and of those there are a few that allude to these BT21 characters, and I can't. Which one did I leave in? Because I tend to rotate them out. Okay, so apparently I left 2 in there. I did leave like our legit Happy Squirrel. This is Hobie. So I left that one in there, but then here is the Happy Koala, and this is RM with his creation, Koya. And actually you see Shuki, which is from Yoongi, or Suga, in the back here too. This mug I purchased because it just made me laugh so much when I first saw it. There is swearing on this mug, just FYI. And it's this one right here. And this is created by Sugar and Sloth. You can find them on Etsy, and they might even have their own like website, but I can't be sure. Anyway, it says, "Love yourself, you stupid bitch." And this made me laugh so much because this is the way some of my friends and I talk to each other jokingly. I just thought it was hilarious. So I had to have it. And the deck that I'm going to match up with that mug is going to be this right here, the Align Heart Affirmations deck. This is actually new to my collection. I backed the latest version on Kickstarter and just received it a few days ago, so it's on my reading table right now. So, in the same vein as the mug, this is an affirmation style deck. I want to say the only affirmation style deck that I have, minus like the stupid bitch part. That's not in this deck. So yeah, I'm just getting to know it. I'm not like pulling a card every day. I've decided on just doing like one a week to see how that feels. But this version, she revised the text to be printed in black font instead of white. So that's easier on my eyes, although I hear that the white was perfectly readable, although it didn't photograph well. And then she still has this little, I don't know what you call this, holographic imprint of the heart here that you're supposed to press on when you read the affirmation to absorb the message, to help absorb the energy and the vibe of that message. This next mug I received just a couple months ago as a birthday gift from my 3 girls, a sister from a different mister, Heather. And it is this right here. The only drama I need in my life is Korean, which I thought was absolutely perfect, absolutely fantastic. Heather is also studying Korean, and she watches Korean dramas like I do. We exchange letters so that we can practice our Korean, and so that's been fabulous. And the decks that I'm going to show are the Morning Calm Oracle and the beautiful Korean, no, that is another Korean deck, Traditional Korea Tarot, which I just call the Bana Tarot because it is created by Bana. And I decided to choose a depiction of more modern and contemporary versus like dynasty era, which the dynasty era setting is a very common trope in K-dramas. And it's beautiful, because I love the costume and yeah, just the different aspects of kind of the dynasty era. But actually, I have not watched a lot of historical K-dramas. Most of them have been modern. So this gives you a flavor of both. but I definitely am a fan of K-dramas. Not only are they just, well, it's a problem because I can't help but binge watch them, but they are also very helpful in my learning Korean. Finally, we're going to end with another gift from a friend. Gotta end on a happy and bright note, which is this mug right here, a unicorn. And it says, "Don't let anyone ever dull your sparkle." So this is a sizable mug. Unfortunately, this one is not microwavable or dishwasher safe because of the gold accent, but I confess I probably have thrown it in the dishwasher anyway. And the deck that I chose to match that mug is the Kawaii Tarot, because this one also has cute, chunky animals in it. And it's colorful, and it's fun and whimsical. And just like I can't have that terrible of a morning with, a cup of coffee in that unicorn mug, I can't have too terrible of a time when I read with this deck. And that's all I have. So thank you so much if you stayed with me for this long. I really had a fun time with this. So once again, fantastic idea, Candy. Thank you so much. And I will see you in the next video. Take care.